Are
Hi,
we
brother.
on?
We on.
Alrighty.
And but our cameras aren't showing up. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Oh, but I lost your did I lose
Background?
it? Hang on, let's see if I can find it again.
Not a big deal.
Oh, I got it. Here we go. Bring it up.
Trying to.
Oh.
I can't find it because I'm trying to tweet out the link.
Oh, I know what happened. I got to reactivate the filter.
Hmm.
Boom. Look at you.
Bada boom skis.
All right, well, we're live. Yeah, Jambeat says
the
we
people
on.
can already see us.
Yeah, dude, we're good to go.
Didn't even know.
This is how we do this thing, you know? We didn't have
Can
a
you
waiting room
toss me
today.
the link because I'm too boomer to find it?
Let's see here. I see now. I gotta find it too. Jam's like, who are these guys? What's going on here? Okay, let's see here. Where did that stream link at? Okay.
Where it at?
Usually we have these things ready, but okay, I got it. Okay. There. Okay. All right. So, oh yeah, got a little calic going on back here. A little New Year's Day calic, first calic of the year. I'm all about it.
Bro, I get a ton of calics as well when my hair starts growing out. It's the worst.
I don't think I told you this, but so my son has like kind of froofy hair a little bit, and it's to the point where like every time I see, did I tell you this story?
I don't think so.
Every time I see a relative, they're like, or just anybody, they're like, "Oh, I love his hair." Well, people have been saying it so much now that I'm starting to think, like when you see someone with like a really bad haircut, or like they're wearing like a really ugly shirt, and you feel uncomfortable because you're so caught off guard by how ugly it is. So
right, so you just like give a compliment.
Totally, you're like, "Love the shirt, dude."
Yeah.
He's like, "It's tuxedo shirt, bringing it back." And
know.
you're like, "Yeah, at a coffee shop, sure." So I kind of feel like that. I was telling Joy, I was like, "Is our son's haircut ugly?" And she was like, "No, people are just being nice." And I'm like, "Yeah, but a lot of people are saying it." And then after I told her that, I went to the skating rink yesterday for this New Year's party thing, and immediately when we walked in, someone was like, "Oh, I love his haircut," and I was like, "I don't know. Feels like it might be ugly."
No, I don't think people would do that, for a kid's hair.
You never know. There's some ugly kids out there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like you're in the clear. I feel like it's probably just some nice hair,
Yeah, I guess so.
Just they're jealous of the young locks.
See if I can get the lighting right here. I'm like my office has become a storage room for like Christmas decorations, so everything's all like booked up.
I know that life.
All right, well, naturally we had some rambling going on at the start of, any stream we do.
Dude, check this out.
Bro.
I got this we did a gift exchange with some of our friends last night, and they got me this. And I was like, I'm going to need another one.
That is the coolest. I get like really like upset about it. I'm like, it's great. It's great. And it came out really good too.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I just thought that was like very thoughtful of them.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's going to be the only time I wear it.
Yeah. So it's a little New Year's. We were going to do a New Year's Eve stream, and then I go to bed at like 9:00 on New Year's Eve, I guess. So we're doing it now on the day of. First of all, how was your New Year's Eve?
It was good, man. It was low key. That's pretty much how we do New Year's, for the past several years now. Just went over to, you know them, or you'll know their name, the Jordan's house. And we just ordered Chinese food and hung out in sweatpants.
From Hunan or what?
No, it was a place I've actually never had before. Formosa?
Yeah, I know Formosa. Actually,
my first time.
I personally don't like it too much because I had a bad experience with like a takeout there. But
yeah, it wasn't bad. Like I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't be my first
They're by the
place to get takeout from.
They're by the Gator Golf.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's still there, but
it's not. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I want to try out Ramen Nara up in Rogers. Have you heard of that place?
Is it new?
I was being too hard on you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
See you later. Bye. She had for those of you who aren't in the loop, she had a mega meltdown that lasted about 45 minutes. So, and she let me know she said she was not taking a nap. So, and
had to fill you in.
Yeah, and then once everything was said and done, and she was like finally calm again, she fell on the toilet. So, I kind of like reignited everything.
Yeah, just one of those days.
So yeah, some days you just have a fall in the toilet kind of day. But Ramen Nara is apparently like authentic ramen, and I think the owner's Japanese and opened this restaurant up in Rogers, and it's supposed to be pretty tasty. So I want to try it soon.
I don't think I've been to some place, but I don't think it was that. But yeah, I want to try that too. In that case, love some good ramen, man.
Jam said, had drinks, had a milkshake, had too many corn dogs, and woke up with indigestion.
Oh man, yeah, that's just a concoction.
Yeah,
brew.
That feels like that started with it's New Year's Eve, why not? And it just kept
it just escalates.
Yeah, so
for sure.
We always do a New Year's Eve meal, a special meal. So I always do a ribeye steak. I say always. I started this like 2 years ago, but and I told you this, but I actually bought 2 ribeyes because we had a neighbor, no family in town, no friends, and we just felt like hey, we don't want you to spend the holiday by yourself, so we invited her over to spend New Year's Eve with us, and she was like, yeah, totally, I'd love to be there, and we said, all right, cool, we'll come over like around 7. So she gets there, and we had told her like, yeah, we're gonna do steaks, like how do you like your steak, all this kind of stuff, and it gets to be around 7:30, and she's like, all right, well, I'm gonna head out, and we were like, like right now? And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna head out, and we were like, my wife and I kind of looked at each other, and we were like, well, we have dinner like that's about to be ready, and she's like, no, I'm good, I'm gonna head home. And then I just like directly, I was like, did we say something that offended you, or did we make you uncomfortable? And she was like, no, of course not. Like everything's been great. She's like, I just want to go home. And we were like, okay. So, but it was interesting. So anyway, I had 2 steaks to myself, which I only ate about half of it, I guess. But anyway,
well, that's a strange encounter. Hopefully everything was okay with her, but hey, more steak for you.
Steak night.
Steak night.
Red Eye Jedi said, what up, y'all? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Robert Bishop, Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a good night. Tricia said, vague memory of singing Don't Stop Believing with friends at 2 a.m. after a few rounds of Cards Against Humanity with friends. Good times.
Classic.
I feel like you got to have the right group for Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
Maybe that goes without saying, but it's not like a, hey mom, you want to play this card game kind of game?
Right.
So anyway,
I haven't played that in forever, but that's always a good time.
Mm-hmm. Well, they have like endless content now to like keep making new versions, but well, I guess thinking about the stream today, thinking back on 2023, we kind of wanted to like wrap up last year and talk about this year. Talked a little bit about some of this stuff on Friday's stream. But yeah, 2023 was a cool year for the Pixelists.
Yeah, man, it was. And for those of you that were here on Friday, like my apologies. I tried to be there, but it was driving me crazy. Just I could not hear you through Discord on my phone for some reason. So anyways, yeah, because we wanted to talk about this type of stuff then. But yeah, I think you did mention this, but I'll reiterate. I just wanted to like thank all of you for coming on this journey with us the past year. It's been so much fun, and we've had a crazy year. I think we started somewhere around 1,000 subs at this time last year, and we just hit 13. So that far exceeded my expectations, and I'm excited for this next year. We got hopefully Legends of Vox Machina season 3 coming soon, and all the normal slate of things as well. Plus, Blake and I have been talking about some other stuff we might try to do, which I also think you mentioned. I don't know if it was during the live stream or not, but we might Go ahead.
Well, no, I just thought, we do a lot of like CR content on the channel, Worlds Beyond Number, like general like nerd stuff, I guess, but it's mostly like D&D stuff.
Yeah.
And Will and I, one of the reasons we love CR and Worlds Beyond is because we just love D&D. We both played D&D and both of us DM D&D, and so we want to keep just creating content for you guys that's just around D&D also, like, DM tips, things like that. But one other thing we talked about on Friday is potentially, which if you followed us long term, we're really good about like these great ideas that just never precipitate. And that's literally only because like this is like a total hobbyist style channel for us. Like sometimes it just gets busy and it's just hard to like nail some of these things down. But one thing we had thrown around was doing a potential one shot in the next month or so, just because a lot of people in the Discord have said things like, oh, I wish, especially like commenting on some of our videos, like we'll do highlights and things like that where people will comment and say, oh, this looks so fun, I wish I had somebody to play with. And I think Will and I can really relate to that feeling of like, man, I really wish I had some friends to play D&D with. So all that to say, we thought it might be fun to do like a one shot here in the next month or so. And we don't know like really the details around it, other than we'd want it to be something that is, I think one thing we did agree on was it would probably not be something we would put on YouTube, just because speaking for myself, Will, just because there's so much, I don't know, there's so much weird criticism around like D&D live shows, and we kind of want to create something that people can just come and play and just have some fun with some friends and not feel like they have to perform. But worse, it's kind of intimidating to feel like people are like judging your even your accent, things like that, or you get a rule wrong or something, and people eviscerate you for it. So all that to say, I don't think we're gonna put it on YouTube, but we were talking about maybe streaming something in the Discord and doing like a one shot for you guys. And if something you guys enjoy, something that you all enjoy doing, we can continue to do something like that throughout the year. But Will and I, we've been doing the channel now for three? Yeah,
3-ish?
2.5. Yeah. It'll be 3 years this summer. So we're obviously committed to it. It's a long time of our lives, right? So we just want to keep creating a space for people to have fun and keep nerding out, I guess. Eric,
for sure.
Eric, your fun is wrong. That sums it up. So anyway.
But yeah, so if that interests you, definitely the Discord is always the best place to keep an eye on that type of thing. Because one, that's probably where this one shot will occur, but two, that's just the best place to keep up with the current ongoings. So as we flesh that idea out, we will talk about it more in Discord. And we just thought that sounded fun. And those of you that are in the Discord, I'm sure you've seen we have a D&D channel, and I know a lot of people have been like. I think there currently is like a game being put together right now. So even if it's not this hypothetical one shot we're talking about, join the Discord. You might be able to find people to play with anyway. Yeah,
and just to be clear on that too, I hope I don't think it came across this way, but I hope it also didn't come across as like you guys are putting a game together. Well, no, like we're gonna put the game together. Like it just was just through coincidence. Because I know a game was being put together in there, and I think that's great. I think anytime there's more D&D being played, it's a good thing, but we just thought it might be good to create something else for people to engage in too. So
for sure.
Yeah. So other things to talk about for 2024.
Were you?
No.
Didn't mean to cut you off if you were
I was teeing you up.
Okay. Well, we haven't even talked about this, but it just re-entered my mind because I was thinking about this earlier.
You like pitched this totally like undoable idea. We're going to be sending out dice sets to all of our subscribers weekly.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a Ruidus dice set.
Yeah.
No, so this isn't really like, there's no pitch behind this. It's more of just thinking out loud here. But as you know, as most of you know, maybe you don't know. So as you may or may not know, Crit Role Stats is done now. They this most recent episode of Critical Role is the last one they are covering. So I know that's like been an invaluable resource for Blake and I. So again, there's no like pitch behind this, but that's something I've been thinking about moving into the next year. Like, you know, I don't know, like we do a recap already,
Mhm.
but it's obviously vastly different than the type of like written recap that Crit Roll Stats put out. So we were
Mhm.
just thinking about like, again, there's no there's no condensed idea behind my words right now, but just kind of a generalized brain vomit about like, could our content evolve to try to fill any of the void that's left there? You know, for those of you that are in here right now, do you like our recap or do you like the Crit Roll Stats version? Is that easier to consume? Like maybe we should not necessarily pivot, but maybe like do both or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, and
thinking out loud.
I was reading the Reddit channel or the Reddit thread about like saying goodbye to Crit Roll Stats, and there was like a line in there that someone was like, I'm surprised that no one's like, offered to step up and do it. And it's kind of like a weird thing to say, like, I shall be the one to take over. But yeah, I know we've definitely thought about that, and it seems like there's maybe even like an easy tee up. We're already doing the recaps every week. So I think it'd be as simple as, transcribing it into written form. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's definitely going to be a bummer seeing them gone. I mean, I use them heavily, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much stuff that happens in an episode, and for me, there's things that like stand out to me, and then there's things that are like maybe more generally important, and so I use it to kind of measure that gap of like, hey, I feel like this was a really big deal, and then I'm like, well, it's just a line on Crit Roll Stats, and here's this other big thing I wasn't really even thinking about. So it kind of helps me personally, stay grounded with the recap. But
100%, man. Like, I take notes in every CR episode, but I don't take notes on like everything because I know I can rely on Crit Roll Stats to kind of fill in the blanks, right?
yeah.
But whereas for something like Worlds Beyond Number, which we cover, my notes are crazy because there is no Crit Roll Stats to rely on. So like every little minute detail, I'm like, if I don't write this down, I can't find it anywhere.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the latest episode, I was like rewinding. I was like, what the heck is this bird bath thing called again? And like, like, so is it with a TH or is it not? Stuff like that. But, yeah. And the other part of it too, that's a bit challenging. It's kind of like, I don't know what this is called other than like the YouTube effect, where like, instead of like genuinely enjoying content, like everything is a YouTube video, like, oh, that could be a video I could create. And a lot of like people over the years have shared as much around that of like, oh, I want to take a break because I want to just like genuinely enjoy things again. And not that Crit Roll Stats said anything like that, but speaking for myself, there's also this interesting like nuance of, okay, I'm keeping track of things, but also like in a hectic combat, like when things are really tense, like you really want to just like lean in and enjoy the intensity.
Yeah.
Like I think about episode 51, I think it's called What Dreams May Come, when Laudna died. It was such a heavy, like that first hour was so heavy. I probably should have put a spoiler on that, by the way, before I just dropped that for people who haven't watched CR3. Sorry about that, by the way. But it's not really like a moment where I'm like, okay, and what did Orem roll? Okay. Like, I mean, I'm in the heat of the moment. So there's an interesting thing there that happens.
Yeah, certainly. So it's definitely going to be a bummer to have them go. I mean, I'm sure there has to be a number of people that are planning to fill that void. At least, I mean, with the community as big as CR, I would be surprised if there wasn't. But obviously, it won't be like the same. So yeah, they will be sorely missed. I'm sad to see them go. But yeah, we are definitely keeping that. That's a facet of how we're thinking about potentially transforming our content over the next year. Because I don't know if we've ever mentioned this before. It would obviously kind of go hand in hand with that to some degree. But we were thinking of maybe getting a website. So I don't know if that would interest you guys as well. So to not only host potentially, the written recap, but just to also, I mean, I won't bore you all with, random ideas that may or may not come to fruition, but that is just something else we've been thinking about.
Yeah. And our kind of creative process is basically like, what's fun and what do people like, and then like from there it's like, yeah, would a website help with that? And then we're kind of like, yeah, maybe it would, and then we're like, maybe not. But like I said, since it's just like a hobbyist thing for us, we're also, it's not like we have to decide by tomorrow 8 a.m. kind of thing. But maybe we should be more like that, more inclined like that. So I don't know. But
That would be really cool. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm scared to pronounce this name. I feel like I did this before once.
He did me dirty. I say he. I don't know. They did me dirty. I think it's Euroclydonus.
Oh, yep. I think you're right. Euroclydonus. I love that. I bet that will happen. I bet different people will kind of tackle different facets. And yeah, your idea for like an inventory account would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
One thing I'm surprised about is there's a lot of comments around this that CR didn't just. I mean, CR does their written recap with Danny Carr, but why CR themselves didn't take over?
Yeah,
managing it in some way or their own version or.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, who knows the inner workings of everything going on? It's easy for us to speculate, but yeah, it does make me curious as well. Like, if they could have not like paid them a ludicrous amount of money or anything, but if it was something like that, if CR wasn't like, here we can help support you in this way or something, if we can keep this going. This is and maybe that conversation was had behind closed doors. I mean, who knows?
Well, and this is like totally just me saying this. My theory is that they've been very wary of like endorsing anything fan related.
Yeah.
And there's two things that come to mind. There was some drama around, I guess like porting their Twitch streams to YouTube, like cut off some of the, for the artwork that would air at the start of the episode and during the break. There was some issue around people accusing CR of like not giving appropriate credits, but it wasn't intentional. It was like the stream being ported over, it like cut the frame or something. So there was that, and then there was another issue that's a little bit less known of where someone offered some advice or some help, and the CR member of the group, being kind, was like, yeah, tell me what you think. Like, was trying to like give a person like an opportunity to share, to just be like a kind person. Yeah. And then the person like turned around and was like, hey, you owe me consulting fees now. And it became like a legal thing where like the CR person was like, I was just being nice. Like I wasn't actually engaging you. But I mean, all that to say, my personal theory is that those two things together have made them a little apprehensive about like formally endorsing.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Now that you say that, that's probably a massive reason why nothing like that happened. Because I mean, not to get into it, they probably just are trying to keep stuff as close to the chest as humanly possible. Like especially what happened with BWF, like somebody that was close to them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I bet they're very, very cautious about like kind of letting anyone into the fold, especially like a third party. That they didn't have a hand in curating to begin with.
Well, and there's also like, not to get like too weirdly meta about all this, but there is also like, I mean, they started as Twitch streamers, and we know like parasocial relationships are a thing, and like they've grown from a very small following to like a really massive one. So I could understand them even being especially careful about who they engage with and how they engage. So
yeah,
I don't know.
For sure. But yeah, just to cycle all the way back around, super bummed that Crit Roll Stats is not taking a break, ending. But totally understand, because I mean that is a ton of work. They did, like, I feel like what we do is a lot of work a lot of the time, and they were doing a lot more than we did. And I think they had like a whole team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I definitely will be sad. So it's not this week, because this week is Candela. But next week it's going to be really weird not to have their content to fall back on for.
It's going to be like doing the Worlds Beyond recaps, like where I have to like really like find the timestamp of like, what was that name again? Because sometimes I'm driving when I'm listening. Or like this morning, I had headphones in while I was corralling kids.
Yeah.
So,
Which this isn't well. Okay, never mind.
okay.
This maybe isn't the place to have the convo that I was
You're
about
like,
to launch
I've been meaning
into.
to talk to you about your kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna call
So,
someone soon. I
yeah.
think.
um. Well, are you doing any resolutions for 2024?
Not not really. I heard you talk about this briefly that on the Friday live stream that you're not a huge resolution guy. I'm not really either, not in the sense that like I don't set like goals for myself, but just not in the sense of like this year, like,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Dude, somebody gave me some heat for this yesterday
Really?
or 2 days ago because I got
Like
this question
in the comments, or what do you mean?
No, just like someone I ran into. They were like, "What's your resolution?" I think they're making small talk, and I was like, I'm not really doing anything." And they seemed like upset at me about it. They were like, "You're not doing anything, not." And I was like, "Nope." And they were like, "You just don't like setting goals for yourself?" Or I was like, "I mean, I have goals. I just don't usually tidy them up like under a New Year's resolution." But anyway.
Yeah, so that's the same for me. Like I absolutely have like personal goals and things I'm working toward like all the time. So it's not like okay, the end of the year has come. Now let me like chronicle these things. So I think we're on the same page. So yeah, so like no, I didn't have like last night. I wasn't like I'm going to go to the gym this year. It was more so like let's keep working on all these things that I've already been working on.
Right. Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think there's anything wrong with the other group of people.
Yeah,
like I think that's
for real. Like Joy has like made her own calendar for like all the big things she's doing this next year, and I'm like, I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So
just different strokes for different folks, Whatever you can like the generalized whatever you can do to like self-motivate and like, then I'm for it. We're all different and weird. It takes different approaches.
Yeah, Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a message really quick. Oh, so yeah, we got a message in the live stream chat that says, my random question for today's live from Larissa. She says, if you could see a DM Battle Royale one-shot where famous DMs have to play one of their most popular NPCs, who would you like to see on the roster? Oh my gosh. That's a great question. I feel like I need like 3 days to think about it.
I would give like the most embarrassing answer because, like, for example, like Brendan Lee Mulligan, I would I would naturally go to Calamity, and it would be Asmodeus, or as he loves to pronounce it, Asmodeus, because that is like the most meaningful role. It was my first role with him. But people who've watched Dimension 20 no doubt have a number of other characters. So that's tough, man.
That is really tough. All right, let's start with Matt. We both have a pretty wide swath.
But do you think, but like with Matt though, would you think people would want like some memery there? Like you have to play Henry Crabgrass, or or would they want like the most epic character? Because I think they're different.
They are, but that's you pick your poison. So it's your personal opinion. There's so many to choose from.
I know, that's hard.
I think I'm going for a more memey kind of battle royale.
Yeah.
So
that way
Matt,
and that way you ignore like if it's serious, you ignore the weird power gaps, like Asmodeus versus it's like one's a literal deity.
Plus, and maybe I'm thinking like too in the weeds on it, but plus like for one shots, it's not like you're really gonna be there for great RP. Like it's a battle royale, it's just a fight.
It's for shenanigans.
Yeah. So I feel like memery kind of plays more into that for some like fun moments versus like a really like heartfelt RP session between like two beloved characters in that way. So for Matt, my first instinct went straight to Victor, the Black Powder Merchant. I don't know if I feel like you've probably at least seen a clip
from C1, right?
Yeah. But there's really a million to choose from. For Brennan, I have started to dabble a bit in the Dimension 20, not a bunch, just Fantasy High, really. But so my gut for that went to I just blanked on his name. Fabian's dad. Bill Seacaster, I think is his name. Either him or Galir from Fantasy High would be really funny.
Yes, Galir was mentioned in the chat a few times too, or a couple of times. So that's probably a good guess, good vote. I liked him as Rathaniel in
yeah. Ravening War.
Yeah, the Ravening War. So he was great.
I mean, I don't know how, I'm being a rules lawyer.
That's true.
Here.
He wasn't a DM in that one.
He was
true.
Yeah, that was
he
a
was
PC.
A player. That's right. So, and in the same way, I couldn't say Dariax for Matt Mercer either.
True.
So,
true.
I think that's a fair rules lawyer.
And then for Abria, trying to think, I have an NPC.
I haven't seen much of her DM'd content other than EXU.
Yeah, same here. I want to watch Burroughs End, but I haven't yet.
Well, I want to see this Candela too with her DMing.
Oh yeah. Like we mentioned earlier, that episode 2 of that comes out this week, but I still have not seen episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll have time for it this week, but if I do, I might watch it and do a little Discord watch party. If that interests anybody in here right now. And if I do that, I'll obviously make an announcement. But yeah, so I'm having to pick somebody from EXU for Abria. So I think this is kind of weird. But maybe okay. No, I don't know. It wouldn't feel right. I was gonna say Gilmore, like Abria's Gilmore, because she did play him.
That's true.
But that almost feels kind of wrong. So
I think that would be my cheating answer. Like if I had to give an Abria NPC, it'd be the most iconic one probably. So
yeah, man.
Or the no, I was gonna say something from Kymel, but I actually can't remember any of the NPCs from Kymel. So
maybe Posca? I don't know.
I thought about Posca, but I feel like we didn't get enough airtime for Posca.
Yeah.
So
I do like the Wild Mother was a good one.
True. And
the Spider Queen.
Yeah, she was great at what's the Spider Queen's name? With an L.
Lolth?
Lolth. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if this is fair, but this would be very interesting if she was Ted.
It's possible, right?
I don't know how that would work, but it would be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are your answers?
I like Battle of the Gods, Abria as Lolth, Brennan as Asmodeus, and Matt as. I feel like we've been getting a lot of the Raven Queen in C3, so a little bit of intrigue there. Maybe the god who doesn't belong, but get like a little 3-way combat sesh.
Yeah,
so
that would be really cool.
But
I'd watch.
And I think we gotta bring in Sean. Is that his name?
Gilmore?
No, the guy who did Candela too, who designed Candela.
Yeah. Oh, Spencer.
That's right.
Spencer Stark. That's
Swami
right.
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
I was way off. So, yeah, we'd have to give him a little nod for one of his Candela characters, I guess.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to see that one? Have you seen any of them yet?
No.
I've enjoyed all of them. But I liked the second season even more than the first. Which, no shade to Matt whatsoever, but Spencer as the creator of the system, I think really, was masterful at utilizing it.
Well,
plus the players were amazing, obviously.
Flipping the question on its head a bit, what would be your next pick for a table player doing a one-shot?
Oh, what do you mean? Like
Like
which
a non-traditional DM being a DM for a one
of the
shot.
cast though, or
Yeah.
just okay? I love when Liam DMs, but he's DM'd a lot. No,
And I
in
forgot
comparison to the others.
I forgot one of my first one shots was Song of Lorelei, I think. Is that what it's
like
called?
the werewolf one.
Yeah. That one was really good.
That one was good.
I forgot that was him.
So my gut instinct was Liam again, just because I loved the one shots he's done, but I think I might have to pick somebody that hasn't done it as much just to see them kind of see what they got.
Has Laura Bailey done it?
They've officially all done it now because
Okay.
Ashley Johnson was the only one who hadn't, and
Yeah,
then when she
okay.
did that Starstruck Odyssey, but I can't remember what Laura did.
Yeah, okay.
But I think I maybe would pick Travis actually.
Okay. I haven't actually seen him DM.
So he only DM'd once, and it was a it was a D&D game within campaign 1. Like Grog ran a game for Vox Machina. So it was pretty funny.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. So I would be interested to see him do like because that was kind of like memey, and I mean there were serious moments and stuff in it, but obviously the whole concept was kind of like memey. I would like to see him do like a more just up and up one shot that like to see what he would come up with.
Iris says Harry Potter was Laura.
That's right.
Eurocla Dennis said, I want Sam to DM again. And then Red Eye Jedi said, I want Laura to DM.
Just give us all the one shots, honestly. I mean, I'll be sad when the main campaign ends.
We have an interesting distinction, though. Red Eye Jedi pointed out that Travis has not DM'd. Grog has.
You're right. You're right.
We're getting back into the weeds again.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Yeah. I would choose Ashley Johnson. I think she's just such a fun DM. And that one shot was so much fun.
Yeah, it really was.
I loved it live, and then we just watched it again, I guess about a month or two back in the Discord for our Sunday fun day. And I had forgotten the Nautilus arc.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten how fun it was.
Yeah, I hope they I hope she returns to the chair. Because she was definitely a lot of fun. It was cool how they did it was obviously hyper specific to that one shot, but it was cool, like the computer voice kind of thing that she did.
Yeah, she did great. Yeah.
Good times.
Okay, well, are we done? What else we want to talk about in this New Year's stream?
I mean, yeah, I guess we've pretty much rambled, but
as we do.
Yeah, that's what you guys come here for, I think. So not that y'all have to respond like in the comments right now, but I'm sure I'll include you in on this. Would love to just hear y'all's thoughts of like what you would like to see from us. Like what we've kind of cut back on like the highlights recently. Probably not done with that altogether necessarily, but we've just been thinking of ways to evolve our stuff. So if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, or if there's stuff we already do that you'd really like, let us know. You can drop it in the comments here, or feel free to drop it in the Discord. It's probably the best place. But yeah, we're always open to ideas and also criticism. So, but not too much criticism.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got really.
Yeah. Thanks for supporting the channel. One last Red Eye Jedi did say any new moon theories, which I don't know if you got some thoughts there, but that might be something for our next CR episode to talk about too.
Yeah. Oh, this is kind of random. I don't just throwing it against the wall really. One thing that we did do ultra recently that we've never done that I think we need to start doing a lot more of is cutting out like specific segments from our podcast of things we talk about and like hosting those as more digestible, like 5-minute videos. If y'all would like to see more of that, let us know. But I think that's a good move. I don't know why we haven't done that up until this point, but you know, better late than never. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, I don't know, for those of you in here right now, I don't know if you guys are all like listening to the podcast, but it is, keeping up with CR and us is definitely a lot every week. So we might start,
Mhm.
cutting that up a bit more to make it more digestible.
Yeah. And Paul said wants to see some live play, some D&D play. So I have to make that happen. So, and again, thank you guys for supporting the channel and onwards into 2024.
Yes, sir. Hope all you guys had a fantastic New Year's Eve and a wonderful new year with us. Let's get it.